It is time for the Drew Yari Show. Drew Yari.
Hey, man.
Yo.
How you been? How are you?
Good, man. Good, man. Good, man. Can't complain. Can't complain at all. How was your week?
It was pretty chill. Just worked a lot. Just been really fucking tired. Sorry to everybody. Sorry to you, most importantly, for having to cancel the last minute for Wednesday's show. Again, I was just burnt. I was just burnt out since the Rumble. I've done 6 shows, including this show and a few other shows, and did a Patreon show. So I was just kind of need a break. But sorry to everybody that had to cancel on Wednesday, and of course, sorry to my co-host here.
Don't be sorry, man. I mean, sometimes we need some time off, you know.
Yeah, and but I was looking forward to this. I always look forward to the Q&A shows. I love these shows because we can just kick back and relax, answer some questions, have a little fun. Couple things happened. Not really wrestling wise. I mean, it's been kind of a slow week for wrestling, but a sport that me and Justin kind of have a little affection for, basketball. Yeah, the NBA, the trade deadline happened on Thursday, and this is probably the biggest trade deadline, or the biggest, I guess, trade week, trade deadline, probably that we can remember.
Yeah, it's up there. It's actually been more eventful over the past, rather than the past few years, but it's up there though for sure.
Hey, because you have Kyrie Irving, he got traded to Dallas.
Right.
Kevin Durant got traded to Phoenix. How that happened, I don't know, but it happened. They had to give up a lot. I mean, they didn't have to give up their star players. They had to give up like some pretty big pieces as far as like their defense goes. They gave up Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, and Jay Crowder got transferred. He got traded to Milwaukee. And yeah, I mean, mainly it's the West. And the West has been kind of getting a lot more stacked.
Yeah.
The East is kind of stayed the same. The East looks like it's going to be more dominant. And then LA,
it's really only 2 teams, or maybe 3 teams in the East. So you know,
the Lakers got rid of Westbrook, and now he's apparently going to sign with Chicago. So you know, good for him, I guess. And the Spurs traded Jakob Poeltl back to Toronto.
Yep.
So continue with that tanking, Justin. Just how we wanted it.
I'm so glad. I was watching the game last night, actually getting pissed off that we were about to win. Like, I was pissed off, but we lost, so thank God. So, and the reason was because it's the Pistons, and we had a better record than the Pistons going into that game. So since we lost to the Pistons, now we don't have a better record than them. So hopefully we just keep on losing. So
that kind of like, I guess that kind of feeds into them trying to go after Wembanyama. Wembanyama, is that how you say his name?
Wemba.
Like,
I'm going on a whim here, you know what I mean? Wembanyama.
He'd be a center, right?
Oh, yeah. He may, I mean, excuse me. I've been having a bad cough over the past few days. I mean, I guess, I get, technically, yes, you can play him at center, but I will probably put him at the 4, just because of how he plays. He doesn't play like a traditional center. I'll probably put him at the 4.
I was gonna say because like Jeremy Sohan, he's been playing like really fucking good lately.
Yeah.
So you can keep him at power forward probably, and Keldon can be a small forward because I think that suits him a little bit better.
Down. So this is how I would do it. I'll have Wembanyama at the 4, then I'll move Sohan down to the 3, then I'll move down Keldon to a 2, because he's really a 2 guard, Keldon Johnson. Like, he plays big, but like he's really a 2 guard. Then if Trey Jones, if he sticks around having that point guard, then all we just need is just a someone in the paint. He doesn't have to be like super tall, if he's 6'10" at least, and can be a rim protector. And Wembanyama is a rim protector too as well, but like I can see I guess I see more versatility with him at the 4 over the 5.
What about Vassell?
Vassell, he'll be damn man. Like I love Vassell, but he'll be a good 6-man.
All right, fair enough.
You need scoring off the bench, and and Ginobili did it for years. I mean, there was nothing wrong with that. So
right. Yeah, Spurs traded for a lot of draft picks, which again is smart. It's kind of their MO. Like they want to keep building towards the future because a lot of what's made them successful is that they've always created talent. They've always had homegrown talent. When they tried to buy talent, it didn't really work out for them the way they wanted it to. So they have to kind of go back to what started it, and knowing their history with building homegrown talent. Yeah, I think it's going to work.
Yeah,
and the talent's there. The talent they have now, like Keldon is the star of the future. Vassell, like you said, can be a really good 6-man. Sohan, has potential. Trey Jones, I think, has potential as a really good scoring, point guard. Another guy, we should be on the lookout for is Malachi Branham.
Oh yeah, he's really good. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, if the Spurs decide to get rid of Vassell or Keldon from Malachi, I wouldn't hate it per se, because Malachi Branham is already showing more upside as a scorer in his rookie year than what Keldon and what Devin would. I will actually get rid of Keldon, believe it or not. I'm not saying I will want to. I'm just saying that like 3 or 4 years down the line, where if Malachi Branham was like, hey, I want more playing time, and like Keldon Johnson's not developing as much as he should, then I may get rid of Keldon or Vassell, depending on who doesn't develop.
I'd rather keep Keldon, because he's the star and he plays with a lot of fire. Like that's a guy who continues to get better every year. And Vassell, I like him, but I mean, if it's one of those things where like you have a gun to my head, who am I going to get rid of first? Probably Vassell. Right. Vassell. But if there's an opportunity to keep them both, to get what we need or what this team needs, I'm fine with keeping them both. But switching gears, we'll get to questions. There's just some things me and Justin have to talk about. What's your opinion on LeBron, passing up Kareem as the all-time leading scorer in NBA history?
I mean, being that LeBron is still playing like he's in his prime, that's gonna be one of those records that's like not gonna be broken for a long time.
Right.
I know the game keeps developing or whatnot, but like the fact that like a lot of things have to go your way. A, you have to come into the NBA really, really good already, kind of like how LeBron was. B, you're going to have to stay good for 20-plus years, just like how LeBron is right now. And C, you're going to have to be very durable and not be as injured as often and not miss a lot of games, which LeBron, for the most part, has been healthy for the most of his career. Like, over the past, couple of years, he's been, like, nicked up, but he's been, pretty much durable for his whole career. So, happy that he got it. Happy that I, got to sign it live on TV. That was pretty cool to see. And it was a big spectacle about it. And he was hot in that third quarter. Hitting threes and driving to the basket, and making shots that matter. But even though he lost the game, which I expected, because this Thunder team is very overachieving this year. But yeah, man, happy for him, man. It was very nice to watch live.
I watched it live too, because it was just like, I'm gonna watch this live because it's a moment. How many moments can you say that? Like, when are you ever gonna be able to say I saw the all-time scoring record, be broken. So I watched it. Again, it's just I'm not a Lakers fan, for obvious reasons. And I'm not even really a LeBron fan per se, but I respect success. I respect talent. LeBron James, in his first game, that you knew this guy was going to be really good. It's just, I think it's just a thing, we pointed out where it's just like every news channel, ESPN, what have you, it's just like LeBron James this, LeBron James that. LeBron James had, gluten-free waffles this morning. More as the story develops. It's just like, okay, why do we need to know about LeBron every 5 minutes? You know what I mean? It's like with Meltzer talking about Kenny Omega and the Bucks every 5 minutes. Every time they do something, it's like, the Bucks did this, the Bucks did that. But again, respect is given. LeBron broke the record, and he's 38 years old. He's going on 40, and the guy is still playing at a high level.
Still playing like he's like 28, 29 years old. I
mean, he's really fucking good. I mean, there's respect is given where respect is given, and I watched him break the record, and I thought, okay, this is good. This is a moment. Good for LeBron. Much respect to him. And respect to LeBron. Like you, it's just I don't think that record's going to be broken for a very long time because actively I don't see anyone breaking it. I mean, I think Kevin Durant, kind of barely broke the top 10, or he's not even in the top 10.
Yeah, I think he's in the top 10, but he's you see him right now, fantastic scorer, but if he stay healthy his entire career, he'll be one to break it, but if he doesn't stay healthy enough for that to be broken, there's really nobody in the NBA right now that I could think of, even some of the younger guys John Morant, Devin Booker. Devin Booker's an injury-prone guy as well, you know what I mean? In this current line of NBA stars, and really with the era of resting, right? You know what I mean? Load management. You know what I mean? I don't see that record being broken for a long time. There's got to be somebody coming into the NBA that can shoot hella threes like Steph Curry, but doesn't get injured. You know what I mean? And even at that, Steph Curry, I don't even think anybody's going to break Steph Curry's record for a while because Steph Curry already broke the record. He probably has another good 5 years left in him. And shooters is always going to be good. You may lose some of your athletic ability, getting faster, but one thing that doesn't go is your shooting ability. So Steph Curry's always going to be a great shooter no matter what. He's going to be a great shooter until he's 85 years old. And he breaks up a three-pointer. So... So yeah, I mean this record's gonna be, around for a long time.
What was interesting is that they point out when Kareem broke the record, that was the year that LeBron was born.
Yeah.
So, maybe there's somebody out there that was just born that could eventually break the record. So you never know. But let's jump to these questions. Let's start out with the questions. Maurice has the first question, or first batch of questions of the night. I think this seems more like a me question. What are you hopeful for Phase 5 of the MCU, and which movies are the most interesting ones? Well, we're seeing Ant-Man next Thursday. That's going to be the first movie in this new phase, and I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I'm looking forward to all of them. Granted, there might be ones that I'm more interested in than others. I know because I think Captain Marvel, the Marvel sequel, is coming out this year, and I mean I'll watch it. I'm not looking forward to it per se, but I'll watch it because Marvel will take my money. Guardians 3 looks like it's going to be fucking great. It looks like it's going to be heartbreaking though, because if anyone's watched the movies, if anyone saw the trailer, shit's going to happen. What are some other movies? I mean, yeah, just I guess Secret Wars, however that works out, that's gonna be fucking insane. The Kang Dynasty, Deadpool 3, with Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine, that's gonna be fucking nuts. And just everything else. I mean, I'll look forward to everything that's on this new phase of movies. And then also the Fantastic Four reboot. Well, I'm interested to see how that plays out. Next is I've been watching The Last of Us TV series, and not playing the games, I dig the show so far. What about you? I like the show. I really do like the show. I like the show and the game. Granted, there have been some things that they've kind of deviated from because they wanted to, I guess, go in a different direction, because like there's things in video games that aren't always going to translate to live action, and I get that. But there are some things I kind of wish they've maybe did more in the games. And the most recent episode, without really spoiling anything for anyone who wants to watch it, they gave us more zombies, more zombie action, more clickers. We saw a bloater, and it was fucking beautiful. But I really do love the show. I think Pedro Pascal is really good as Joel. I think he's maybe more nicer than Joel was in the game, because Joel was a little bit more cutthroat and more like straight to the point. And then more recently, the third episode had everyone talking. I mean, I didn't expect that third episode when they introduced Bill. And I love Nick Offerman. I love Parks and Recreation. I thought he was great as Ron Swanson. That was almost kind of like Ron Swanson, in the zombie apocalypse. And I thought it was a beautiful episode. I was a little let down because I was like, I wanted to see that eventual meeting with Bill and Ellie. But I was fine with the episode that we got. But then I was at the point of like, can we get like some zombies? Can we get some fucking violence? Like, come on. But there's about 4 episodes left, I believe. So I'm hoping for some crazy balls to the wall action, storytelling that we get. Next is what was the most absurd Saturday morning show you watched? Absurd. Ooh.
Like samurai cartoons.
I guess cartoon, maybe non-cartoon. Like, what's the most absurd, like insane thing you can think of? Like more
superstars.
WWE superstars.
WWF superstars. No, maybe Captain Planet. That was always a weird show.
Yeah, it was pretty. I think they're making a movie about it.
Jesus Christ! Like, why? Why? Like, always like bring shit back to fuck it up. Like, it's gonna be bad.
I mean, maybe, you never know. I mean, it could be good, especially in this current climate. You could use a Captain Planet, so I don't know.
I mean, definitely so. But I agree with that. Like, what have they brought back that has been good? Not anything like The Last of Us, because The Last of Us, like, it's still new. Like, the game just came out less than, it's been like 10 years ago since the game came out? Less than 10 years ago since the game came out, The Last of Us?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like, I haven't, like, okay. Like, they brought back, like, a lot of things, and, like, it doesn't even have to be just, like, cartoons or whatnot, but, like, even, like American Gladiators, right? The one that Hulk Hogan hosted, that was terrible. Awful. You know what I mean?
Cobra Kai?
Okay, there you go. All right, that's one. That's probably exception. There you go. That's a good one there.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog. The movies have been pretty good, in my opinion.
I didn't like them. I didn't like that. I saw the first one. I love Jim Carrey, but I didn't like it. Personally, I didn't like it.
Right.
I don't know. I can't think of anything else right now, but yeah.
Yeah, probably Cobra Kai is the exception.
Yeah, Cobra Kai is really good. Actually, and I started watching Cobra Kai when it was on YouTube originally, like in 2018, wherever it came out.
Right.
Whenever it came out, I was like, hey guys, check out this Cobra Kai. It's on YouTube. Like, I don't want to look. I'm like, okay guys, you're missing out. Yeah, okay. Then it's like, oh, I love it now. It's like, well, I've been watching it since season I've been watching it since 2018, but okay, yeah, but anyway, near here nor there. I think the first 2 seasons was on YouTube actually, because they had the season 1, then with season 2 with Manuel. I forget his name, Manuel. I think it's Manuel.
Miguel.
Mm-hmm. Miguel. That's right, Miguel. With Miguel, I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but he has best Mick Foley impression. I'll just say that.
Right. See other shit they brought back. They brought back I mean that '90s show, which was a sequel to that '70s show.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. It's not.
That 90. Oh yeah. Because they did that '70s show. That you remember that '80s show?
No, and I'm glad I don't.
It was around. It was around for like 3 or 4 weeks, and I was like, oh yeah, because like I was like so nostalgic about the '80s. I still am actually, but I was so nostalgic about the '80s at the time. I was like, oh, let me check it out. And I watched. I'm like, this totally sucks. So,
But yeah, that '90s show's okay. It's more so focused on Eric and Donna's kid, and Red and Kitty are back, and they pretty much carry the show. The other cast members like Kelso and Jackie and Fez, they come out for pretty much one episode, which I guess makes sense because the whole point of it is just to sell the new generation, which I get.
now, one thing I would say is that with classic TV shows rebooting itself, bringing back the classic stars, those usually do better. I guess the ones that I'm thinking about is like full-on remakes of like bullshit.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like just like none of the actors, not like just nothing. And there's some out there too. Didn't they do like an A-Team? Or they did the A-Team movie. That's what it was. A-Team movie. No, you know what I mean. One I would say is the 21 Jump Street.
Right.
21 Jump Street. I like the first movie. Like that first movie. That was pretty funny. But yeah.
It was funny because they just because like the show was kind of absurd in a ways, and they decided like let's just make it more absurd, and it was funny. It was a lot more funny than it was supposed to be. I'm trying to think of something else. It'll come to me. Yeah, the A-Team movie with Bradley Cooper and Liam Neeson. I thought that was okay. It wasn't particularly my. It wasn't really my speed. I thought it was okay. That's really about it.
Knight Rider. That's one.
Knight Rider. Oh, they did a Knight Rider reboot?
They did a Knight Rider reboot on NBC. Yeah. And Miami Vice, the movie.
Oh, with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx?
Yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard was pretty shitty.
I mean, the only point of it was to look at Jessica Simpson.
Well. Yeah.
There's a lot of shit they brought back that wasn't particular. I mean, probably the only exception is Cobra Kai because it's like
Cobra Kai is really fucking good.
Right. I mean, the focus is let's talk about Johnny. Let's see where his life went after the first movie, or technically, I guess the second movie. But yeah, I mean, it did well because it took a very novel, kind of niche concept and they made it interesting.
Well, yeah, and it's like, my biggest thing to take from it is like, if they were to make another Karate Kid movie, that's how I think it would have been. Now, Cobra Kai is more comedy more than anything else, but like, I think that if they would have made a Karate Kid sequel, right? I think that would have been the perfect cast for a movie. You know what I mean? They probably would have had to make the storyline. They couldn't drag the storylines out, obviously. They would probably have a little bit more concise and like get to the point a little bit more. But I think they could have got away with maybe like an hour and a half, hour 45-minute movie if they decide to.
I think Cobra Kai is a mix of comedy and drama because it deals with some kind of serious issues. Because it
does, but like a lot of stuff that I remember from it, I mean, except for the Mick Foley impersonation, was a lot of comedy behind it, and in the later seasons as well, it does get pretty serious too as well. But like not like super duper like there was some stuff that was super serious, but like it was like Karate Kid, fun, serious type of shit for the most part.
Right. Hopefully that answered your question, Maurice. Next or last one for Maurice. Which movie have you ever watched? I'm trying to read this. I'm sorry. Which movie you ever watched got the true story but never understanding the full truth in real life? Huh?
Huh? I don't get it.
Let me try to reread this. which movie you ever watched got the true story but never understanding the full truth. So let me try to see if maybe this is what he means. So if there's a movie you ever watched that was based on a true story, like you got the truth from that movie, but you never got the truth from. No, I just confused myself. You never got the full truth in real life.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I need to rewatch that because we tried to watch it on TTV and it kept buffering.
I love that movie. That's probably one of my. It's not Tarantino's best movies, but it's definitely one of my favorite Tarantino movies. It's probably like my top 3.
He calls that his best movie, and I'm like,
I don't know if it's his best. It's definitely one of my favorites, though. Like that, Pulp Fiction for sure, and I don't know, maybe Kill Bill 1 at least.
Kill Bill 1 and 2 are his masterpieces, in my opinion. Pulp Fiction is up there, definitely. Django was great.
I like Django, yeah.
What other?
I mean, Jackie Brown. Some people, I know some people don't really like it. I like Jackie Brown. I thought that was a pretty good movie. Reservoir Dogs too, as well.
It's weird because like he's only made like a handful of movies in the past years because like he's one of those directors where it's like when he has an idea, he really has an idea. He doesn't just like go for the paycheck.
Yeah,
like a lot of his movies are from him. And that's pretty respectable. And he's doing one more movie. He hasn't said what it is.
Inglourious Basterds was another good one too.
Oh, that was great. That was one of my favorites as well. But you said Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That was your answer to more.
Well, yeah, because it's like it deals with the Sharon Tate murders, right? With the Manson family, but like obviously, I don't know if you haven't seen the full movie or the ending or whatnot, but I'll just say this: it goes left field. That's all I can really say. It goes left field. So
I saw a clip online, so I kind of got the gist of what you're referring to.
But I love that movie though.
Right. Me. The only one that comes to mind, as far as like movies are supposed to be based on true stories but don't really tell the whole story, the most recent Conjuring movie, Conjuring Chapter 3, and that dealt with the devil made me do it guy, the guy who killed his landlord, he killed his landlord and he claims that he was possessed by the devil. And I mean that's a true story. I mean it's factual. The Warrens were a part of it, and that was the first time in like an American trial that they tried to use religion and devil possession as a means for this guy killing somebody. And like I like the Conjuring movies. This is my least favorite one for obvious reasons because it was just very boring, and like this should have been a movie that was a lot better than it was, and like we never got any scenes in like the courtroom, and like anyone that knows me, I'm a big like nerd for like crime and courtroom stuff. Like that's my bread and butter. I mean, I'm a criminal justice major, and pretty soon I'm going to go after my master's, but that's another story. But yeah, there was barely any, like there was just 1 second, like not maybe 1 second, maybe like 20 seconds at the end of the movie where it showed them in the courtroom. And I'm like, why couldn't we get this in the movie? And I remember when I gave my review of the movie, I just was like, this was just not very good. It was just bleh. And I got a lot of people. It was very divisive, my review, where I got people on Twitter saying, I agree, or I got people saying, this was based on a true story. I'm like, that's the answer I kept getting is, this was based on a true story. This is based on a true story. I'm like, yeah, I'm aware of that, but it's just like that wasn't in the fucking movie. Like, I had one guy saying like, oh, I was alive during the trials. People just don't know about the trials. I'm like, I know about the trials. I wanted to see in the movie. That's not what I got. So, yeah, that's my answer. Thank you, Maurice. CM Goof, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
Oh no, I was muting my mic because I was coughing.
Oh, okay. Now I have a cough. Shit. Maurice says he has one more. Did you already post it? Like, oh, he does have one more. We'll get to your question, Maurice. We're just trying to go in order. Just so we're not, like, going back and forth with all these questions. But we'll get to yours, because yours is after Goof's question. So CM Goof has the next batch of questions, and this is always fun. Scenario: Satan decides to open up a place called Heck, a less severe version of Hell. For those who have not done anything bad enough to deserve being in Hell, what kind of punishments do you think are happening in there? So what kind of punishments do you think would happen in Heck?
So in Hell, right, like, you're doing, like, ultimate, labor, right? Ultimate labor, getting whipped, you're hooked up on chains, all that. Heck, maybe it's like, hey, can you please wash the devil's dishes? You know what I mean? He had a big feast,
The toilet's busted. Can you clean it?
Oh, there's a water leak. Can you please, fix that up for me real quick?
Heck, I think Heck would be more inconvenient things rather than, like, torturous, like, labor.
Also, as well as, like, hey, me and God, we have we're gonna have our annual, I guess, diplomacy or whatever, like, or whatever, something like that. Like, hey, can you arrange the China, you know what I mean, and bring it out?
It's like there's 100 channels, but there's nothing to watch.
Yeah.
What else?
It'd be stuff like that.
It's like there's this big box of Oreos, but there's only one Oreo left, and Satan's about to take the last one. And it's not even Satan; it's Stan.
Right.
Zach Folsom says buffering ads on all videos. Yes, that's a good one. God, I hate those. This is pretty fun, actually. This is pretty fun to think about. What's another thing that would happen in Heck? What's another inconvenient thing that would happen in Heck?
Taking the trash out. Like, just like house chores and whatnot, or having to work for the Heck DMV.
Oh God. Customer service, having to work in retail and just deal with nagging customers. That's another part of Heck.
Whenever they go to Lucifer McDonald's, they got their Lucifer Big Mac wrong.
The ice cream machine is still broken.
Yeah.
And
it's not as hot either, too, as well. Instead of being like 1,000 degrees, maybe it's like only 500 degrees. You know what I mean? So.
And it's that weather that just feels really sticky.
There you go.
Like it just rained, but it's during hot weather.
Humid.
You look in your cupboard and somebody took a bite out of your Kit Kat bar, and in like the most annoying way. Not even like eat the Kit Kat bar individually. No, they took a bite out of the whole Kit Kat bar. Oh Jesus, I hate that. Kyle saying washing a car. That's pretty. Yeah, I mean those are some pretty inconvenient examples for Heck. Next is I'd like to speak to the Bananager. Spell it out if you can't read it. Also, why is Anna called the Bananager again? Again, spell it out if you can't pronounce it. I didn't know Anna was the Bananager. I got nothing. I got nothing for that. What about you?
Me either. That's yeah.
Push barrier fired. The Last Real Man, Silas Young, Chocolate Thunder, Willie Mack, or Saya Sonata of LIJ fame?
Oh, Sonata's being pushed. God, Sonata. Sonata should at least been in a championship program in New Japan. He is so fucking good, and he's so cool too. Like, if you just look at the guy's so fucking cool. So push Sonata for sure. Bury Willie Mack, because I at least want him on my roster, even though I don't really want to bury the guy. You know what I mean? Because he's really good at what he does too as well. And I never been a big size young guy. never been a big Silas Young guy. You think I would be because of how he looks like, but plus he's like almost like 45 years old too as well. So like that's another thing.
I'm just going to go with your answer because I've never watched any of these matches. I mean, I know who Silas Young is. I know he's a little on the old side. I know who Willie Mack is. I've never heard of Sonata. So I'm just going to go with your answers. Next question. Should retail food service workers get their own purge day or week, but instead of murdering people, they get to be rude and ignorant to customers? Yes. Yes.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, they wouldn't be rude to me because I have no reason why they should be, you know what I mean? Like, why they should be rude to, or if that, just go to dicks for the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's their job anyway, so, you know.
I don't know if I can work at Dick's, because I think I would just be too real.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I'd want to do research on my customers and just see what really irks them. Next is, it's a thing we have to open. It's F, Marry, Kill. So.
Okay, let me get there. Let me get there. Oh!
Alright, so you got it open?
Oh!
Alright, so I'm assuming Justin has it open.
Son of a bitch.
Alright, so F, Marry, Kill. Okay, Giovanna Ubernio from NXT. I've never seen this girl, and she looks fucking awesome.
That's the one I've been talking about for a while now. That's Kiana James's assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
next is
my God.
Queen Aminata. She's in the Indies and on random AEW shows, and Kairi Sane.
Marrying G, like that's like I can't even talk right now on how stunning she is. Fuck Kairi Sane and killing Queen Amidala, whatever her name is. I haven't seen her before, so
I'm gonna marry Giovanna because she looks good. For a second, I thought that was Dua Lipa, and I don't know. I have a fetish for Dua Lipa. I don't know why. So I'm marrying her.
Like, you gotta see her eyes, bro. Like her eyes is like.
Oh, I'm gonna do my research later. Trust me.
Yeah. Gee.
Fucking Kairi because she's just adorable and she's, I just want to know what that feels. And killing Aminata. All right, next is a question for me.
Yep.
If Drew was somehow able to have a one-night stand with Bayley, how would oh God, how would he convince Bayley to do anal, and how angry would Miss Drew Yari be?
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I don't see Bayley doing anal. I don't know. Bayley just seems like someone who just likes to be traditional when it comes to sex, which I'm fine with that. I mean, I know I sound like a freak. I'm not really a freak. I'm just a freak in my own mind. But it just, I don't know. When you're with somebody, you adapt. And I'm fine with doing either or. I'm fine with doing traditional sex and, freaky sex. Not anything too freaky, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Bayley would be into that. And yeah, Miss Drew Yari would be pretty offended. And I'm not just saying that 'cause she's my girl. My Miss, I mean, you guys already know she is Betty. She kind of looks like Bayley, which I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to get on. She looks like Bayley, and she even got that Bayley booty. Next is, are you excited for the return of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force to Adult Swim for a 12th season after being off the air for 8 years? I've never watched Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Actually, let me retract that. I watched a few episodes, but that was never really my jam. Sorry,
I've never seen one episode ever.
Next is, why won't RJ pay Arn Anderson his money? Does Arn Anderson have to choke a bitch and pull out the Glock to get his money? That's something you have to ask RJ and Arn about. That has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's their own problem. I ain't gonna speak about other people's problems.
I don't need Arn coming after me. That's all I'm gonna say. Will RJ ever organize an actual Walmart aisle 3 twerking contest? Who says it already hasn't happened?
Man, I don't think he's gonna do that. 9 out of 3, maybe out 7 or 8, but not out 3. Yeah, I don't want this twerking contest next to the Reese's. Just saying.
I just imagine you being like, well, guys, can I at least get my candy first?
Yeah, like, let me get my bag of fucking Reese's miniatures, man. Let me get my peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh man, yeah, understandable. Next is Pushberry Fire Cereal Mascot Edition. Okay, this is interesting. Tony the Tiger, Trix the Rabbit, the Trix Rabbit and Toucan Sam.
Okay, so not the cereals themselves, but the actual mascots.
Yes, who would we push, Barry, or fire?
Pushing Tony the Tiger because like he's
great.
Obviously he's that too. He's not great, but he's great. Then I'm burying Toucan Sam. He's useful, but you bomb bury him. I'm firing Trix Rabbit because he's just a fucking klutz, and he's always. And I think he may be a pedo. So I'm just saying.
A bunny's a pedophile.
Well, he's always after kids, right?
That's a good point. I never thought of that.
He's always around those kids. You know what I mean? Tony Tiger's around kids as well, but he doesn't come off as that. Trix give me, like yeah, give me Trix.
So I'm gonna push Tony because I like Frosted Flakes. I haven't had Frosted Flakes in a while. I might just buy some pretty soon. But Frosted Crack. There you go. Berry. I've never liked Fruit Loops per se.
What?
I don't like cereal with fruit or that tastes like fruit in them. That's just never been my thing.
Oh, that hurts me. Okay.
That Trix or Apple Jacks. Never cared for any of those cereals.
Apple Jacks. I'll give you that. Like. I had to be in a real good mood to be on some Apple Jacks. It doesn't even taste like apple.
I mean, if I had to pick anything, I would say probably Fruit Loops. If I had a choice between all three, I'd probably pick Fruit Loops. Those are decent, but it's just, I don't know. Just never been a fan of fruity flavored cereal or Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, so are you pushing the cereal or the mascot? I was pushing the actual mascot, not the cereal itself.
I guess I'm talking about both.
Okay.
I don't know, but
well, I mean, because for me, like for the cereal itself, I will actually push Trix.
Right.
I love Trix. Hate the mascot though.
All right, so yeah, well, I'm sorry, I'm kind of deviating. So let's go back to mascots. Toucan Sam is okay, but he's not going to get pushed. He's going to do jobs. I'm going to job him out. And then the Trix Rabbit, like you said, is kind of creepy, so he's getting fired. He's Velveteen Dream, pretty much. So, what school do you go to? Last, I'm pretty sure.
Have you seen the Trix commercial where the rabbit gets out of a van?
No, I haven't.
Okay, it was a special edition commercial.
I bet it was. Last from Goof. I'm pretty sure this isn't the last question from him, but this is the last question for now. Barks Root Beer, Dad's Root Beer, or A&W Root Beer? Why?
Oh, I love root beer. Root beer is in my top, I want to say, top 4 or 5 types of sodas. Because you got your colas, and really, McDonald's Coke. McDonald's Coke is different from regular Coke. It's different.
Same thing with Dr. Pepper.
So, but I will say, cola, then your Dr. Pepper, especially your what is it, the cream soda Dr. Pepper? Oh my god, that is legendary.
What is?
And your big.
I don't mean to talk over you. What does cream soda taste like?
Like Big Red. Big Red's a cream soda.
Oh, okay. Because we have.
I mean, Big Red is a cream soda, but actual cream soda tastes like cream. Like actual cream, which is good. Because it's very sweet. Well, in some cases it's subtle. You get, there's the A&W cream soda you can get. It's an amber color. It's very good shit. But to answer the question though, I don't know what the hell Dad's root beer is. I don't know why Mug is not in this one, because I'll pick Mug at anything else.
All right.
But to answer the question, I'll go with A&W.
I hate root beer. I drank it when I was a kid, and I hate it. It's gross. I might as well drink piss.
Oh Jesus! Oh God! Drink the piss.
I mean, Mugs. he's gonna drink piss. Yeah, Mugs was kind of like the only one I knew about. I heard about A&W. I mean, those are the two ones I drank when I did drink them. I guess A&W, because that's the only one I know about. I've never heard of Barks. I've never heard of Dad's. So, thank you, Goof.
You never heard of Barks?
I've never heard of Barks root beer.
You've seen it before. You definitely seen it before when you like anytime when you go to the like to the corner store or whatnot, you have to see Barks. It's in that gray silver label, and it has like the barrels on it.
I mean, I would have to see it first.
Yeah. Like if you see it, like, oh, I've seen that before. They used to have commercials back in the day when it was like, what do you mean Barks have bite? What do you mean Barks has bite? But hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can put an image in the chat real quick. Yeah, but you've definitely seen it before. All right, let me post it really quick. If this app will let me, because you know how sometimes this app could be a piece of shit.
It's like that picture is considered obscene. It's like, you know.
We're like, what do you mean, man? Like, what do you mean? Okay, I just saved it. Okay, where is it? Works. Where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is it right there? Okay, there it goes.
By the way, the Spurs are about to lose to the Hawks.
Good. Well, I put in the questions. I don't know why I did that, but it's in the questions.
Let me just... Oh, okay. I thought that was Bangs. For the longest time, I thought that was Bangs.
No, it's Barks.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I've had that before. I've definitely had that.
Oh, okay. There you go.
All right. Thank you, Goof. Next is Maurice Bear. This is the other question that he had. Have you heard of the lost cosmonauts theory during the early space race of Russians sending people to space only to burn up in re-entry, or the infamous audio of a woman claiming that their ship is hot? I have not heard of that.
I've not heard of it, but it doesn't surprise me.
I mean, kind of like what Justin said, the government, NASA, has always done some shady shit, so that wouldn't surprise me. I'm not really big into conspiracy theories as much as most. I mean, there was a while where I used to be, but I just kind of fell out of it because it just got too convoluted. So some of it is interesting, but then some of it is just like, this sounds like somebody had a lot of time on their hands. Not saying that about you, Maurice. Yeah. Thank you, Maurice. John Krauser actually has a question. John Krauser. Thank you, John. Thoughts on kitty cakes? What are kitty cakes?
I don't know. Sounds like a cake with a cat on it.
How simple. Kitty cakes.
I mean, that's what it sounds like,
Well, the ones I'm pulling up are for actual cats. Like, these are cakes actually made for cats.
Oh, they're made for cats.
Yeah, there's actually like baked goods that are made for animals. Like, because when I used to work at Target, I found out that there was actually ice cream for dogs. Like, this one was like, this one was like, do you have ice cream for dogs? I'm like, that's a thing? There's that. There's like, ice cream for cats. Like you can go to Starbucks and order like what they call like a pet frappuccino or a whatever chino thing you call it, and they literally just put like Cool Whip or Cream Whip or whatever in a little tiny cup, so your pets can like lick out of it. Puppuccino.
Does that also include Al?
Who?
Al.
Who's Al?
Pacino.
Boo! Hold on. I got the right one for the. Hold on.
I thought you at least would have caught on to that. Jesus.
Al Pacino. No, it's called Puppuccino. That's what it's called, Puppuccino. Not for
Okay.
not for legendary actor Al Pacino, but for
Yeah, I don't want to taste Al anyway.
nobody does. Next is Anna. Anna has some interesting questions, as always. Will Nia Jax ever try Weight Watchers?
I'm not touching that one.
Only if she can eat it. How? Is Ruben Prime secretly Barry White reborn? That's an interesting theory.
So, maybe so, yeah.
He's definitely got the sexy ass voice for it.
Hey, baby.
I just did a show with him the other night. It's on Patreon. So if you guys are already signed up, if you're not, head over to Patreon. Drop a couple buckaroos. Can we please see Darby Allin versus Tony Khan in an Extreme Rules match?
Actually, will want to see that just to see Tony Khan's facial expressions.
Oh, that'd be. I'm pretty sure Tony Khan wants to wrestle. Like, I mean, because there's been like footage of him after shows giving people the stunner, and it's just I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to have a match one of these days. There's no doubt about it. This is a question for us. What are the best bars in San Antonio?
Really anything on the St. Mary's Strip. I mean, there's some other bars as well. It really depends on what kind of vibe that you want. You want a country vibe? You want a hip hop vibe? You want a reggaeton vibe? Tejano vibe? Like, what kind of vibe that you're looking for? And once you determine that, then, because there's bars all over the place. But like anything on the St. Mary's Strip, there's a few downtown as well. Be Kind Rewind is a newer one in San Antonio where they play like 90s and 80s music there, and it's pretty sweet atmosphere.
I used to, frequent bars a lot in my younger days, especially as soon as I turned 21. That's when I started going to bars more and drinking more. Bogarts, of course Bogarts, right?
Yeah.
That's by where I used to live, and I don't go there anymore for obvious reasons. It's a personal story. Pat O'Brien's, it's downtown. We went there, and it was okay. It's like a bar mixed with a club. We particularly didn't want to go there because we're not really bar people. We're not really club people. If anything, we'll choose bars. There's a bar, I think it's called Thirsties.
Yeah.
We went there once, and there's a story out of me and my
Fast Eddie's as well, like all those little bars with the pool
Fast Eddie's.
tables.
So Thirsties, me and some friends went there, and we ordered these like tall glasses of Long Island iced teas, and we were already like getting close to being drunk, and my friend's brother invites these girls over, and one of the girls' friends, I'm not even kidding, has a mustache, and that sobered us up real quick. And she, surprisingly, she was like the coolest one out of the bunch. Because all of her other friends were kind of bitches, but she was like cool as fuck. So that's a story. That's my thirsty story. Next is are Drew Yari's cats secretly Dave Meltzer bots? I hope not. My cats are fucking awesome. So don't compare my cats to Dave Meltzer, Anna. Dave Meltzer sucks. What were everyone's favorite pajamas as a little kid? As a kid, I didn't really wear pajamas. I just wore. I don't know. I didn't really have any favorite pajamas. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I wore pajamas. I didn't really have any favorite ones. Like, actually, that's a lie. I had these Longhorns, these Texas Longhorn pajamas that I always wear. Just because they're comfortable. And I remember my mom one year for Christmas bought me like these really just like weird kind of. If I'd call them effeminate looking pajamas because they were like made out of silk or whatever, some shit. And I just looked at them, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I said that in my head, like, what the fuck is this? And my mom's like, oh, so you don't have to wear your Longhorns pajamas anymore. I'm like, I like my Longhorns pajamas. So I threw them away. Hi, Mom.
I didn't really wear pajamas either. Like, it was more like shorts, like basketball shorts, and really that's it. And really because in San Antonio as well, like, because like one point a day it gets hot, one point a day it gets cold. So anyway, I mean, I just feel more comfortable in shorts. Nowadays, like, I'm wearing pajamas now, and I mean, in my adulthood, I have like some Venom pajamas that I got on right now. I got a lot of pajamas. I got some TMNT. I got a Marvel, like heads of Marvel characters pajamas. Got a
Same.
Bullet Club. Got a Bullet Club. I got a Young Bucks. Got a lot of different pajamas.
Yeah, Sam. I have a pair of Marvel pajamas, like you just said, with like the characters on it. Betty, she bought me some really cool pajamas. She bought me one where it was like pugs, like it was like a Christmas theme pajamas with like pugs with antlers. There was one where it was dinosaurs wearing Christmas hats, and there was one with tacos on it. So those are my favorite ones. And oh yeah, Deadpool pajamas. Those are my other ones. Let's see. Next one is will Matt Riddle eventually go to AEW? I doubt it. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Riddle is going to be future endeavored pretty soon.
The question will be to me is more like why? Why would he go to AEW? And I don't think he'll be. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he'll be future endeavored soon. I mean, if he gets another one, yeah. But like, if he comes back and, you never know. You never know. But if he's not future endeavor, and he has options, I don't see why he'll go to AEW. He won't get paid as much, and I don't want to say he's a family man. That's definitely not the right thing to say. But he does have children, right? That he wants to try to provide for, either by force
Right.
or because he wants to. Most likely by force, because you know how women are nowadays. It doesn't matter in a relationship. Like you can do everything in a relationship correctly, right? And you have a kid with a woman, and like you break up with them, you're gonna be pulling on child support regardless, even though that they may be in the wrong too. So, but anyway, I don't think he'll go to A-Dub.
I wouldn't want him to be released, but it's just he's been posting some kind of weird photos of him and his new girlfriend, and he just looks very, how do you say it, white trashy. So again, he can. Not saying that people who are white trashy or something's wrong with them, but it's just I don't know. He doesn't look very well to me. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but I don't know. But I think if he were to get fired, I don't see him going to AEW like you. This is gonna sound kind of fucked up, but it's just I think he'll end up doing porn, and I say that because his girlfriend's a porn star. And like you, it's just he has kids he needs to take care of. So, I don't know. His girlfriend's a porn star, so he might be a porn star. I don't know. Bro. Next is, does Shotzi play real-life Mario Kart with her tank?
I can see that.
That'd be pretty cool if she did. I mean, it might be illegal, but it wouldn't shock me. Is CM Goof secretly an FBI agent? That's up to CM Goof to tell us, and I doubt he will, because that's... pretty sure he has some secrets he can't divulge.
Yeah.
What were y'all's favorite video games growing up? Ooh, that's a nice little story. Go ahead, Justin.
Well, all right. Well, so outside of wrestling, video games is my favorite thing. So, so growing up, like a lot of people collect the action figures, things of that nature. I had video games. That was me. So I had the original Super Mario Brothers, right? I had the original Nintendo, original Super Mario Brothers. Then I had other games like Friday the 13th. I had Contra, obviously. I had like some sports games, Double Dribble, things of that nature. Then I eventually got a Super Nintendo. Then that's where I really started to get into different genres and things of that nature. So obviously Super Mario World, Mario Kart. I had Super Castlevania, TMNT, Turtles in Time. Jesus, what else? All like the sports games, like every year I was getting Madden, like Madden 95 on the Super Nintendo, where they had the NFL on Fox team, which sounded just like it at the time to my ears. Then you had like the NBA Live, NBA Jams. Then you had like the beat 'em ups like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I mentioned TMNT. Then then like the wrestling games as well, like Royal Rumble, Raw, obviously, Saturday Night Slam Masters. What else? The WCW Super Bowl game sucked dick, but I remember actually playing it. Then eventually got my N64, GoldenEye, Zelda, Super Mario 64, Star Fox, Super Mario Kart, fucking any fucking wrestling game, period. All the AKI games of World Tour, Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, and No Mercy. Then also had Attitude and Warzone, which those games sucked, but I liked them. I even had WCW Mayhem, which wasn't really a bad game. I thought that game was
I liked
pretty
it.
decent.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I thought Mayhem was pretty decent for the most part. Then Jesus, man, like I had like Rush, San Francisco Rush and Rush 2. Love Rush 2 so fucking much. California Speed. That's another great arcade racing game as well. Then the GameCube. I really consider myself growing up is up until I got to the GameCube. GameCube was like in 2002. I was in high school then, so like I had games on there too as well, obviously there, but like really was based around those three Nintendo consoles. Then obviously I had Game Boy as well, where I had a WCW game on there. I had Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 2 on the Game Boy. Then I had obviously Pokemon. I used to borrow it from one of my friends. I used to borrow, I think, the blue version. Then my mother got me Pokemon Yellow from Toys R Us. You remember Toys R Us on Ingram back in the day?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I got it from there, and then I did get a PS1. I did get a PS1 in like 2000. So that's why I had like a SmackDown 2 Know Your Role. Then my dad he went on base. I don't know how he got it, but like he got me all these fucking PS1 games. So I had like the original Tekken. I had this Jackie Chan Stuntmaster game that was fucking amazing. I never got to beat it, but it was so fun to play. I had Rival Schools. Obviously, I forgot to mention Street Fighter as well. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, like all those games I had as well. Killer Instinct, I had all those games too. So, yeah, I can go on and on about video games like forever. But that was just some of the tidbits that I had, and some of the games I loved.
Yeah, a lot of shit you named. I pretty much played. I mean, my first foray into games was my brother. He had the Super Nintendo, so we would just play like Super Mario, Mortal Kombat, of course, and then I think he had one of the Final Fantasy games. If I'm not mistaken. Right. Yeah. And then I got a Game Boy Color for Christmas back in '98. That year I got both a Game Boy Color and a 64. My sister, my older sister Michelle, she saved up and actually got me a fucking 64. And like I just remember, she likes to remember that as like I guess one of her happier moments, because like I was genuinely happy that I got a 64 and I just thought it was fucking awesome. And I still want a 64, like because we had this conversation before where with Ruben, where we were talking about gaming consoles and old games, and I have a lot of gaming consoles. I like during the pandemic is when my gaming hobbies started to grow more, because back in the day I was kind of like a basic gamer. Like I would just play like the fighting games like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, and then like I would get the sports games. Like I've never played too many games that I considered, I guess, a little bit more advanced. I never played Resident Evil. I would just... It's one of those games, like, I'd rather watch somebody play it than actually play it, because it just seems a little bit too overly complicated for me. Over the years, I started playing more different games, like, The Last of Us was a game I never thought I'd play, but I played it, and, I love it. Uncharted, games like that, but, let's see. I have a PS2 Slim that I got at Half Price Books. They actually do sell games, and I don't know if this is a game you mentioned. I think it was, but X-Men Legends.
Love X-Men. I didn't mention I didn't mention it because I didn't talk about like GameCube or Xbox, but I fucking love X-Men Legends. Love it to death.
Bought it for PS2 Slim. It's fucking great. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's like it's the same company that made Ultimate Alliance, Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, so X-Men Legends was like the precursor to the Ultimate Alliance game. So like, now one thing about X-Men Legends is that like, if you are a superhero noob, if you go everything in the game, like you'll learn about a lot of, not Marvel per se, but a lot about the X-Men per se. Like, you're gonna, like, learn a lot. Like, you're gonna be like, who the fuck is Emma Frost? Like, who the fuck's Bishop? You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck's Bishop? And, you know what I mean? So that really got me into, I always loved X-Men because Wolverine and Cyclops has always been, like, my two favorite, like, and Gambit, too. Actually, funny story, you know, a little bit off track. So, you remember Laser Quest?
Yes.
So, I used to go there quite often, and my name there was Gambit. I used
Right.
Gambit for a few years, but yeah, no, X-Men Legends is a fantastic game.
Hey, Gambit's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite X-Men characters. And then just kind of like with you, we're like Ultimate Alliance, like same thing with X-Men, you know, Legends. It's like if you're either like a comic book guy or not really a comic book guy, you're going to enjoy this game. Like, or if you're just like casual, because you know, I didn't read too many comics when I was a kid, mainly because I didn't really have a lot of access to them. I started reading more as an adult. So, you know, anytime John Draper will say, you know, oh, he's a big, you know, Drew's a big comic guy. You know, Draper is more of a comic guy than me. Don't say I am, because I'm not a big expert. Ultimate Alliance was kind of my foray into knowing more about Marvel, because like there were characters that I already knew about, like, you know, Cap and Thor and, you know, Iron Man and Spider-Man. But there were other characters that I never even heard of. Or there was a combination of characters I never heard of, and there was characters I wasn't familiar with. Because, like, I didn't know who Moon Knight was. And then I became a massive Moon Knight fan because of the game. I didn't know who Luke Cage was. You know, and and I'm not saying I became a massive Luke Cage fan, but I became a fan of Luke Cage. And then I watched the show, and I loved the show. And just, you know, other characters that I can't really think off the top of my head. But yeah, going back to games I played when I was a kid, you know, Pokemon. I played the Pokemon games. I fell off after Johto, and then when I graduated high school is when I started replaying the games again. That's when I played, like, what is it, Diamond and Pearl, and I forget the other game. And yeah, you know, I love Pokemon. Grew up on Pokemon. I still play the games. I like the newest one that just came out. I thought that was probably the best one in years. Zelda's one of those games that I should like a lot more than I do, but it's just a very, I don't want to say convoluted, but it's a game you really have to put in a lot of hours. Like, I have Breath of the Wind? Breath of the Wild, there you go. And that's a really fucking good game. It's really beautiful. I haven't beaten it because there's like 1,000 side missions and levels you have to do, and it's just, that's a game where like I'll play the shit out of it and then I'll put it down for like a few months and then I'll get back into it and play it again. It's
a lot of people are saying that, not a lot of people, but I'm just saying that if you pay attention to like some of people, like, you know, some like credible websites or whatnot, Breath of the Wild is considered the best Zelda game of all time to a lot of people. So, right.
I think on Metacritic.com it's like the highest rated game of all time, or like in the top 5.
Yeah.
So we can go on and on about this. We might have to do a show about video games one of these days. But thank you for the question. Who asked that question? Anna. There you go. Kyle, I believe, has the last question of the night, or last batch of questions of the night. What are your predictions for the members of the 2023 WWE Hall of Fame class? I guess Batista, because Batista was supposed to be inducted 3 years ago, but then the pandemic happened and he decided to wait off. You know, when
it's LA too, movie star, that's perfect for him.
And he's already, you know, he's talked about. He said that he hopes he gets inducted this year. So I don't see why he wouldn't, especially since he's already kind of riding on a high. And Guardians, the last Guardians movie that he's doing comes out in May, so that'd be a nice, advertisement. There you go. And he just did that Knock at the Cabin movie, which was really fucking good. Yeah, so why not? Like, have him be like the center of attention.
I mean, I can say these are really more like these are predictions, not exactly what I want to see for everybody here. Maybe Muda. Maybe they can get Muda in. Maybe somebody like I don't know, like the Midnight Express. I mean, they haven't. I know that they didn't really. I know, Bobby. He never wrestled in WWE, and he never really wrestled in WWE. So I know that there's that too as well. Then you also have Jesus Christ, man. Why am I forgetting the other guy's name? I should know this guy's name. Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane. He was a commentator in WWE, so like maybe or like a cup of coffee. So, and obviously you gotta get Cornette there as well. I don't know if WWE wants to do that, but I think they should be, involved there. Umaga would be a good one.
Umaga, that'd be a good one.
Who would be a celebrity?
That's
a man. Because they gotta do a celebrity. So,
Freddie Prinze.
No.
Well, I mean, he used to be a writer for the company, and he appeared.
Yeah, but he was. But no. Cyndi Lauper, I'll say that she hasn't been inducted yet.
Hold on, let me look this up.
Cyndi Lauper, like WrestleMania 1, like she is. She'll be perfect. Now I don't know if she doesn't. I don't know if she wants to be inducted or not, but.
Okay, so here are wrestlers on the Sportster website who haven't been inducted. So Goof is saying Regis Philbin, Posthumous, Arsenio Hall. Was he ever involved with WWE and any like
who?
Arsenio Hall?
No. I mean, well, okay. Wait. He did he wasn't on WWE TV, but he did interviews with like The Undertaker, Hogan, Macho Man on the Arsenio Hall show. So yeah, you could like that. That is more important to me than Freddie Prinze. Like I'll believe, but a lot of people they're not gonna understand that though. They're gonna be like, "Oh, Arsenio Hall." Honestly, I don't think either should be in the Hall of Fame. But like, if one should be in the Hall of Fame, it definitely should be Arsenio Hall over Freddie Prinze.
Jay Leno. He did have that Bash at the Beach match, or not Bash at the Beach, Road Wild.
No, Road Wild, yeah. I was gonna say Hog Wild, but Hog Wild was just 1 year that they did it. But
Karl Malone, Dennis Rodman. There you go. Dennis Rodman should be inducted.
Dennis Rodman, yeah. We're naming a lot of WCW guys, which is okay, I guess. Jay Leno, then Dennis Rodman over Karl Malone. Like, if you had to pick one of those two, it's definitely Rodman. Out of those three is Rodman for sure, because Rodman actually fucking wrestled too as well. Like, I mean, not to say that Leno and Karl Malone did, but that was like one match. But like Rodman, like actually like went on to like wrestle for a little bit. So,
all right. So here are the 10 wrestlers that have not been inducted into the Hall of Fame as of February of 2022 on Sportster. Owen Hart. That's
not happening.
We'll see. Brian Pillman.
I would love to see it, but I don't think that's happening either.
I mean, I don't think there's any heat with him and with the Pillman family in WWE, as far as I know. So I don't know. Psycho Sid.
Yes, I would love to see it before, I don't want to say, like, if he passes away, I don't wish death upon nobody, but, like, how long is it going to take for him to get it, get included?
Lex Luger.
Yeah, same thing with him. Same.
Ivan Koloff.
He's not in the Hall of Fame?
That's what it's saying.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Wait,
You mean
wait. These are names that are already in the fucking Hall of Fame. I think this is an old list. It's saying February 2022. Wait, no.
okay.
Okay,
So-
yeah,
so wait,
these are
so-
names that are in. Never mind. So a few of these names are in. I'm sorry.
So Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear. He should be in. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, I could have sworn he was in like the Legacy wing or some bullshit.
Hold on, let me look this up.
Let me continue this list. Christian. He's in AEW, so that's
That's not happening.
not going to happen for
It's gonna happen, but like, nothing.
John Cena,
Not this year.
The Rock.
Not this year.
Yeah,
You mean to tell me that? You mean to tell me that the Rock can show up at the Hall of Fame but not at WrestleMania? Like, no.
okay. All right, Wrestling Inc. The best wrestlers that haven't made the Hall of Fame. This is a more updated list. Well, since we were talking about celebrities, this is kind of a celebrity, but he also wrestled. Zeus.
Yes. Yes.
Bam Bam.
100%.
Let's see. Demolition.
Yep. 100%. Yes, they should be in the Hall of Fame, but there's heat there, obviously. So.
Oh, yeah, because of the lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
Victoria.
Yes.
William Regal.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Mickey James.
Not yet. She's still active.
Bull Nakano.
I would love Bull Nakano. I just don't think she's probably gonna be a legacy. She doesn't deserve legacy. She should be in the main Hall of Fame. For me speaking. And all the women there will push for a main Hall of Fame, but just as a, how should I say, as like to the casual audience, no one's gonna know who Bull Nakano is, unfortunately.
The Big Show.
Obviously he deserves it, but it's not gonna happen. Not yet. Not till something gives with him in AEW. So,
Here's an interesting one. China.
Obviously, yeah, she should be in the Hall of Fame, but do I think it's gonna happen? Not anytime soon.
Do you think that's something Triple H wants to push for, just so people don't continue that narrative of like, oh, he doesn't want to push her because he made those comments on Austin's podcast a while ago where he's like, oh, my kid can Google her and see what she's done. It's like, it's. At this point, it's like, who cares?
I don't think it's gonna happen.
At this point, who cares anymore? Who cares about the porn? It's dumb. It's low hanging fruit.
We don't care because we're that age band, but someone types China.
But it's just like, who would have more heat going in the Hall of Fame, China or Benoit?
You can't compare that. Like one killed himself and his entire family. One did porn. I get what you're saying, but
right.
That's that's whew. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn.
Because it's just like, again, I don't want to make this into an argument, but it's just like you look at people that are in the Hall of Fame currently, and it's just a lot of them have probably done worse shit than China. There's people.
You're right.
Scott Hall killed a guy, and I know, I know he's. I don't want to kick a dead. I don't want to talk ill about a dead guy. He turned his life around, and other people have done worse shit than China.
Jimmy Snuka too.
Jimmy Snuka killed a woman, and Vince covered it up. So it's just like, I'm pretty sure if China got inducted, she'd get a big reaction. But it's just people doing the whole, she did porn. It's like, who cares? Like, get over it. You know what I mean? It's like, what happens when they induct Mandy into the Hall of Fame? It's like, she did a website where she showed her butt. It's like, yeah, and? It's like, get over it. So I don't know. I think China should be inducted. I think Pillman eventually will be inducted.
I honestly don't see that with Pillman. I want him to. He should be, but I honestly don't see it.
Why not?
Because of the fact that his death, right? Obviously, the way with this death that happened, the that happened. But at the same time as well, him and Stone Cold, obviously, they are linked together. But like I think that I don't want to say that. Oh, Stone Cold will be pissed off if Pillman is inducted into the Hall of Fame. But like I think there's like still something there with that. And also on top of that as well, I mean, you got his son in AEW too, who would need to, like, who else is going to induct him? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
Like-
I'm not saying he induct him now, especially because I think it's a thing of like they're waiting for Junior to possibly be a free agent and maybe come to the company. And I mean, we've had this conversation before, where we talked about guys in AEW that could fit in WWE, and I think Triple H is like, sees a guy like Junior, and he's like, let me get my hands on him, see what I can do. Again, I just going back to the thing of like, I don't think there's really any heat. Like with Owen, there's definitely heat. Like there's nuclear heat with that. With Pillman, I don't think there's really any heat aside from, the very next night on Raw, them having Melanie Pillman do that just really awkward interview, and it's just I don't know. But I think Pillman will be in there, soon. Not like this year, but soon. Also going back to China, and this just like hit me. They're doing an A&E biography special on China, the WWE. So maybe that's something. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But next is that was Kyle's first question. We haven't even gotten to the next question.
Okay.
Since the show takes place in Texas, do you like King of the Hill? I liked it.
Yeah, very good.
Do you remember Cedric the Wrestling Jesus from YouTube?
No.
I don't. Do you think Vicky Guerrero will be inducted into the Hall of Fame someday? Yeah, probably.
Eventually.
Do you prefer hot or cold sub sandwiches? Depends.
Hot sandwiches, obviously. Cold sandwiches I can just make at home.
Yeah, and also, again, it depends. Like, if it's really cold outside, I want a hot sandwich. And then, like you said, cold sandwiches, I can just, I can just do that shit at home. If I had a panini press, that'd be a different story. Drew, will Betty ever make a special appearance on the Drew Yari show? I don't know, maybe. That's I need to ask her about that. I don't know if she would do it though. But episode 300 is looming ever so closely, so I don't know. I'll have to convince her to do an appearance on 300. So that's I can't promise you guys anything, but I'll try to make it happen. Your thoughts on the Florida school book bannings? I don't know anything about that.
Don't know anything about it, but all I can say is it's Florida. What do you expect?
Yeah, that's your answer, Kyle. What's your favorite sandwiches and ice cream at Dairy Queen? And do you like the shakes and malts? I like the blizzards. I like what is it? My Reese's peanut butter cup blizzards or the M&M blizzards. Sandwiches.
Oreo blizzards for me.
Oreo, oh, those are pretty fucking good too. Sandwiches, I can't really think of sandwiches. Just like a regular cheeseburger, maybe.
Bacon cheeseburger.
See, there you go. Best supermarkets in Texas. Here in Wisconsin, it's definitely Woodman's for affordable prices on dry, refrigerated, and frozen foods, and Hy-Vee, Metro Market, and Festival Foods for deli, bakery, and produce. I mean, obviously H-E-B.
H-E-B, like it's either if you don't go to H-E-B, go to Walmart. That's pretty much it. Like, I am speaking for San Antonio for the most part because I know in Dallas they don't have H-E-B.
Corpus has an H-E-B,
which is retarded. So
that's so weird. I mean, I would think H-E-B would be like a Texas thing in general, but
it is. But like for some reason, Dallas is fucking retarded. So
there you go. Next is how often do you get your hair cut? I mean, when it starts getting really bushy. That's pretty much it.
About every 3 weeks for me.
In your opinion, what are the sexiest accents? I'm Spanish, British, maybe Italian.
Spanish, Australian, Japanese, and in upstate New York.
Upstate New York.
Oh, put it there inside me.
You sound Australian. Hey Justin. Hey Justin. What are we doing? We doing foreplay tonight?
So do me a favor real quick. Say rise.
Rise.
Up.
Up.
Lights.
Rise up lights.
Okay, now say it fast.
Oh, I get it. Rise up lights. Rise up lights. Rise up lights.
So you're basically saying razor blades with the Australian accent.
We like a Heineken. We like a Heineken. Beer. Foster's. Australian for
Rise
beer.
up lights.
But yeah, those are my choices. What were your favorite ice cream restaurants in your area growing up? Are they still in business? Are you a fan of Shakes and Malts? I can't really remember any ice cream shops per se, just like Dairy Queen.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time is like, at least I'm speaking for San Antonio purposes. I mean, you have your Baskin Robinses and things of that nature, but in most cases, like either like we'll go to a restaurant, get a shake from there, or like we'll go like to HEB or Walmart and just get like ice cream sandwiches or like tubs of ice cream, things of that nature. So
he's asking, are you a fan of Shakes and Malts? I do like shakes.
Love shakes.
Chris Madrid's has some really good fucking chocolate shakes. Like, have you been to Chris Madrid's?
Yeah, pretty good.
I like to make that a tradition on my birthday. We've been going there for the past 2 years, and great fucking burgers, and I make sure to always get a shake. What are you most looking forward to about spring? I don't really do spring break. I don't think I've ever really done spring break even when I was a kid. No, just chill. That's really about it. I don't really have to worry too much at my job about spring break. So, I mean, I work at a jail, so you have to worry about dumb people. But what about you?
A lot's about to go fucking down in the next.
Ooh.
Yeah, a lot's about to go fucking down by the end of this month and into the spring. Into the spring, the store's open. I'm just saying it. The store's gonna be open.
Ooh.
I actually went to the I actually spoke with one of the leasing managers on Tuesday. Found my spot, know what spot I'm getting. Now I'm just waiting for the guys to move out. As soon as the guys move out, I'm moving in, and oh baby, it's gonna happen.
Let me know when that happens. I'll be first in line, day one.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Like, I don't want to like overhype it up, but like, just me. I'll say this: I am super excited about it, but it's gonna be somewhat epic, in my opinion, at least. I think it's gonna be overwhelming too, to a certain degree, for some new people coming in. But like, I think overwhelming's good because it's like, oh shit, like you got all this shit here, I have to come back, type of thing.
Right.
So it's gonna be cool though. Yeah, very cool, very cool.
Next is, how did your parents decide on moving to San Antonio back in the day?
I don't know. Oh, well, actually, I do. I know my dad. I know my dad was in the Air Force military. So like I think he just decided to station in San Antonio, and I think that's how it happened. Because my family's from, my dad's side at least is from Huntsville, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he just decided just to be down here. And also I don't know how this all happened, but I believe my parents met in San Antonio because my aunt's is down, like my mom's side is down here as well, but my mom is originally from Arkansas. And I have my dad, from my dad's side of family as well, my aunt is down here too. So yeah.
Kind of like your parents, both my parents were in the Air Force. My mom was an accountant, and my dad flew jets. He was in the Air Force for his country. He's from Iran. If you guys already know, I'm half Iranian, and my older sister was actually born in Iran, and they decided to move to America because my mom, especially a white woman living in Iran in the Middle East, back in the early '80s was not a good thing, especially if you know about what was going on in the early days with Iran. So they moved down to America and they lived in Pittsburgh for a year. And my long story short, it was not a good experience for my dad. So they ended up moving to San Antonio because A, the job fair was a lot better in San Antonio, and B, my dad knew a lot of people. He had a lot of friends that lived in San Antonio, so that's why he decided to move here. So that's the story. Let's see. Would you like to see a wrestling match someday for the first time ever to take place in a pool? Didn't that technically happen in WCW?
Not inside of a pool, but a pool is used. Would I want to see that happen? No. There's already enough shitty wrestling that goes on around here. Not around here, but in the indies in general. Yeah, but the wrestling around here doesn't do that shit. It's like actual legitimate wrestling. Like they take their shit serious. So, which is one thing I appreciate for sure.
We went to a wrestling show last Saturday in Shirts, and
oh yeah, I know that one. So one of my I won't say one of my buddies per se, but like one of my acquaintances per se. The End of the World Party. Like Ricky Ramirez.
Yes. There you go. Yes.
Yeah. They were at that show. So yeah.
Yeah, and my sister. I mean, she's my best friend, and I always refer to her as my sister to anyone. She knows the promoters.
Oh, sweet.
And she brought her kids, and we just watched the show, and like the promoter and his wife, they had a death match with the End of the World Party, like you were just talking about with the.
Yeah.
I think it's like a father and a daughter, and they both dressed in all white. And they had a hard.
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, it's just three. It's not like a father and daughter type of thing. It's just three.
Oh no, I know what you mean. Like, because I saw the match with Ricky, and he's really good. But like the other two in the group, I think one of them's they're both like a father and a daughter, and then there's Ricky. Or maybe I got it wrong. What was that?
Ash and Corbus.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So they had a hardcore match, but I guess it was like a death match because they started bringing out light tubes. I'm like, oh shit. And the promoters, one of the promoters, the husband, he actually quit right in the ring. Like after the match was over, because I think the finish was botched.
Oh shit.
And like the referee was like yelling at the guy next to the bell. He's like, ring the goddamn bell! So the guy, like, he just took off his boots and left him in the ring. And his wife came up to us and we were talking. She was like, yeah, he didn't tell me he was going to do that. So I'm pissed at him.
It's funny, like some of the these indie shows in these areas, like it's kind of like awkward in a way because it's not what you see on TV. So like a lot of stuff is awkward, like when the music just stops when someone's coming out to the ring. It's not like fully, spotless and professional, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? But I have a fun time going to shows. I have a fun time going to those shows, man. And seeing these guys develop, because eventually some of these guys may make it a TV. And it's like, oh, I seen these guys back in 2022. When,
oh yeah. And there's an RCW show coming up, which I really want to go to, but I think it's going to be sold out by the time I can get tickets.
There's a show actually. When is it? Is it next week? The Branded No, it's on the 3rd. The Branded Outlaw show.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna be there? Hold on. I'll tell you really quick here. Branded Outlaw. Who's gonna be there? Rodney Mack's gonna be there. Shane Taylor. The End of the World Party. They're gonna be there. Who else? Not really much of anybody else that you may know. Some people that I know, but yeah. Yeah, and also this one guy too as well, Alexander Crawley, man. God, he's like I'll put it to you like this: he's like Aleister Black or Malachi Black.
Right.
He has tattoos all over him. He kind of wrestles like him in a way, but his moniker's the Death Dealer. So yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, I may end up going to that particular show.
But to answer your question, Kyle, no, we would not like to see a wrestling match take place in a pool. They just
How the fuck we just got so off track on that question.
Yeah, we tend to do that a lot here. But they just had a match on an indie show, if you believe it or not, where it's just the referee, and he has to pretend that there's a wrestling match going on. Like, there's no actual wrestlers in the ring. The referee has to act like there's people in the ring.
Yeah, I've seen that before. With that was like Bryce Remsburg was the referee.
Is he in AEW?
He's one of the AEW referees. Yeah.
Is he like the referee that the Bucks always choose?
I'm not too sure it was the one that the Bucks always choose, but he's in a lot of those matches. He was the referee in the Kenny Omega Moxley Bob Wire death match.
Right. And there was another match where there was a dog wrestling in the ring. And it's just like, I can't get mad at a dog. I'm not going to get mad at a dog in wrestling in the ring. But it's just, oh boy. That's the indies, people. Support your indies. Support good indies. Don't support bad indies. I'll put it that way. Last question. Have you ever been to a drive-in movie? And how common are drive-in theaters in Texas? I hate the fact that I've never been to a drive-in movie before.
There's a couple in San Antonio. I don't know if there's one still, but I know Six Flags, they do drive-in movies, like in the summertime.
I mean, there was one on the Missions, but I think they closed that down.
Yeah.
It's weird because during the pandemic they closed down theaters. I'm like, why don't you just reopen drive-in theaters if the whole point is making sure people don't interact with each other?
So. I think that there was probably like no one to run it. I guess I don't know. I mean, it's a good question, but I don't know.
You would have thought Santikos, like that, they would have at least made their money like doing drive-in theaters. I don't know. It's just me. Kyle actually has more questions, and I didn't see them until now.
Yep.
How awesome would it be if porn video games existed on PlayStation and Xbox? That'd be awkward.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't want to mix up my games up with porn. Now, one thing I will say is that Atari used to have porno games back in the day. Atari used to have porno games like Custer's Revenge. Basically, it was you're an Indian, basically getting shot by arrows, and your job is to fuck one of the I guess like one of the programs who was a chick on a little post. Yeah, he's like actually fucking her. So, but that was like back in like 1981 and 82. You like back in the day, like they could have got there was like no how should I say there was no rating system back then because Mortal Kombat was just like fuck you, like fucking rating system. Mortal Kombat create the fucking rating system, but for those games back then, like there was like nothing that there was like no quality checks, no like they just released a game and they just like hey Sears, hey Toys R Us, would you like to put our game on your shelves, and they'll just like buy the games and just put on their shelves, and that was pretty much it. So
I mean, Grand Theft Auto technically, they would have not really sex scenes, but it was just like it would cut away from the sex and it would just show like the hooker putting her clothes on. I don't know, but
right.
To answer your question, no. No, Kyle, that would not be awesome. Have you seen the Gorilla Monsoon AI podcast clips on Joe Morata's Twitter? No, I haven't.
Yes. It is fucking hilarious. Personally, I think he's released them too quickly. But I think he's just trying to cash in on this popularity right now. Honestly, if I were him, I will release one once a month.
Right.
Once a month and make it instead, because like these clips are like 2-3 minutes. I will like actually like make a 15-minute clip and put it on YouTube and put some of the clips on Twitter, so that way he can grow his audience. Because the guy's impressions are fucking spot on with him. With Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan and Jesse Ventura and Gene Okerlund, just like how he says package, like just little things. It's fucking good, very fucking good.
All right, that's it for Kyle. Goof has 2 more questions, and those are the last questions of the night, people. No more questions after this. Predictions for the Super Bowl tomorrow night. Fuck the Eagles. That's my prediction.
I got the Chiefs winning. I got the score of 24-27 Chiefs.
There you go. The Chiefs. I'm not even really a Chiefs fan. I like them. I like Mahomes, but fuck the Eagles. That's my prediction. Last question. Jay White has recently lost a loser leaves Japan match. Where does he go if he actually leaves Japan? Will he actually wrestle a kangaroo?
Well, no, he won't wrestle a kangaroo, but I'm very surprised that he did lose because I thought Hikuleo was going to lose that match. And they just wrestled today or last night, however you want to look at it. But my thing is that if he goes to AEW, right? Let's logically think about this. Who does he like? He's not going to be in. He's not. Jay White is not a Mick Carter. He's a main eventer. And he should be treated that way. For AEW's purposes, I'm talking about on the AEW side of things. He won't be in that main event picture anytime soon. You have, Bryan Danielson, right? You got Adam Cole, right? Who hasn't been back yet, but he came back, but he's not wrestled yet. Adam Page, right? You still got guys like Andrade who hasn't been, used in forever. Obviously, injury, all that stuff. But when he decides to come back, you got Jericho. You got Claudio Castagnoli. Like he's like the same that he was in WWE. Yeah. Oh yes, he's the Ring of Honor World Champion. Ooh yes. But that's equivalent to being the NXT champion, in my opinion. CM Punk, he's still on the roster. Is he going to come back? Is he not going to come back? I mean, who knows at this point, right? But if he does come back, he's going to be in the main event picture automatically. Moxley, Kenny Omega, right? You got, who else? Obviously MJF, right? He's the world champion. Where does he fit? Where would he fit in that? He should be a main eventer. Where would he fit? To me, I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, he could be there with and obviously as well, to me, he needs, I won't say he needs a group, but he's more enhanced with the group there. I think he'll fit better in WWE. Because, because I think in WWE, being the mid-card in WWE is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing to be in the mid-card. Eventually he'll be up to the world championship, status. But, starting off being the mid-card is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Because you got Seth, you got, Gunther, Austin Theory. Then eventually, you'll be worked up to Cody and Roman and, Lesnar. I'm not saying that he'll go up against Lesnar or anything like that. I'm just, AJ Styles, you know what I mean? AJ Styles versus Jay White, give it to me, right? Jay White versus Seth, Jay White versus Cody. There's a lot of matches that we haven't seen before with Jay White, and obviously because he hasn't really had any interaction with WWE. But in AEW, there's some matches that we already seen with Jay White already, right? Jay White, Adam Page, seen that before, right? Jay White, Kenny Omega, obviously we've seen that before, right? Him versus any iteration of the Young Bucks, we've seen that before. Great matches, you know what I mean? Not to say that they're bad matches, they're all pretty damn good. But I think he'll probably, I think he'll be more better utilized in WWE. I think the matches are more fresh in WWE.
I'm not too I've said it before. I'm not really familiar with White's work. I mean, I've only seen his stuff when he showed up on AEW. So, I'm going to take your word for it, and just other people's words for it that this guy is as good as he says he is. Whether he shows up in WWE, it's just it's one of those things cool, another talent. Let's see what they do with him. Kind of like what you just said in AEW. It's just the majority of the guys on AEW, especially like the top guys, he's already had feuds with them. So it's just like, let's see something new. But
like what is he gonna do there? Like, I mean, I understand, like, but like honestly, like knowing what Tony Khan does, he's gonna have him there for a little bit, and he's gonna put him on the back burner, right? He's gonna push him again. He's gonna put him on the back burner again, right? Like these start and stop push. Where is the House of Black? Where's the House of Black at? They brought him back, fucking Malachi Black. He's back. All this shit. Where is the House of Black? I haven't seen him in a long time. Maybe they're gonna be faced off against the Elite at Revolution. Maybe that's gonna be the match. But like, Jesus fucking Christ, man.
I don't know. Just goes on with that long thing of there's just guys in this company that they don't use, and it's just, if you're not going to use them, just release them. Just get rid of Black. Get rid of Black. Let him go back to WWE. Get rid of so many other fucking talents. Oh,
I mean, you bring in Jay White. Like, what does that do to people like Ricky Starks? What does that do to people like
Wardlow?
Yeah, like Wardlow, right? What does that do to guys to Takeshita? What does that do to guys like Jungle Boy, Hook? You know what I mean? Like Darby Allin. Like you can't just keep bringing people in. You can't just keep bringing people in. Like you see fucking Brian Pillman ain't on fucking TV right now. They signed Bandito. They have Bandito on the roster, and like he has like less than like, I guess he may only have like maybe one match this year, or two matches this year. What the fuck are you doing, Bandito? It's like, come on.
Yeah, we've pretty much beat this horse to death. But thank you guys for all your questions. Again, great show, great questions, guys. We will see you on our regularly scheduled program on Wednesday, and that will be we'll do Elimination Chamber predictions for that show, and pretty much anything that jumps into our lap that is the world of wrestling, and a little bit of sports maybe. But Justin, thank you for coming on, and
as always.
And again, I'm sorry I had to cancel at the last minute on Wednesday to everybody, and of Justin, of course. But I just need to recharge my batteries, and I am recharged. Yeah, Goof. About the Q&A shows. Yeah, the Q&A shows as of now are free. Once we start getting more Patreon subscribers, this will become more of a Patreon show. The more Patreon shows we get, the more content we can put out, and the more money we get, the more money we bring in, we can get better equipment for the show. So, but yeah, as of now, this is still a free show until we can get more subscribers to the Patreon. But anyways, guys, y'all have a good week. Have a good night. Enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow. And, yeah, peace.
Peace out.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari. It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari. It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.